Suvla Bay by W. H. Littlejohn, 1891 to 1917. Old rose and black and indigo, saffron streaks in a spume-tipped grey purple, laved in the dawn's wan glow. God, how fair you are, Suvla Bay! Spitting shrapnel and shrieking steel, brave men dead in their youth's noonday. All the anguish their loved ones feel is your ambrose, fair Suvla Bay. Stabbing sun from a brazen sky, choking dust from the corpse-strewn way, each one treads as he marches by. God, how I loathe you, Suvla Bay. Tanned men delving with laboured breath, stinking lighters discharging hay, grey-hulled battleships belching death. God, there's work on at Suvla Bay. Pale, pale moon and the cold North Star, you who watch while I kneel and pray, take to her in the northland far one sobbing prayer from Suvla Bay. One sobbing prayer that the dull heart pain, God in heaven, thou alone canst stay. For her be stilled till I come again, back to her side from Suvla Bay. Okay, this is a poem by W. H. Littlejohn. W. H. Littlejohn was from London. He's a poet, a First World War poet, although I think mostly he's been forgotten. He was a sergeant major in the Middlesex Regiment, and later he was killed in the Battle of Arras in 1917. Now, Suvla Bay is in Gallipoli. Gallipoli is Turkey on the European side, and Gallipoli was a disaster for the Allies. They landed at Gallipoli, and this is about the Battle of Gallipoli, and eventually the troops were withdrawn. Yeah, and this is a scene at the West Beach a couple of days before the evacuation in 1915. So, let's see. Old rose and black and indigo, saffron streaks in a spume-tipped grey. So these are colours. Old rose and black, and indigo is a blue colour. And saffron streaks, saffron is yellow, in a spume-tipped grey. Spume is the top of the waves. It's the foam at the top of the waves. So I think old rose and black and indigo, this is the sea and the rocks. And saffron streaks in a spume-tipped grey, I think these are streaks of yellow, streaks of the sun reflecting off the grey sea. Purple, laved in the dawn's wan glow, and I think maybe these are the hills, and they are purple in the dawn's light, and they've been laved, to wash. They're washed in the pale in the wan glow of the dawn. God, how fair you are, Suvla Bay. So he's saying this is such a beautiful place, and this is a beautiful description of it, with all of these beautiful colours. And the dawn is starting, the dawn is coming up, and he's saying this is such a beautiful place. Spitting shrapnel and shrieking steel. And now suddenly we realise this is the middle of a battle, and shrapnel are bits of metal being spat everywhere. And shrieking steel, I think, is steel where it's bending and making loud noises. Brave men dead in their youth's noonday. So, and young men at the height of their youth, at their noon, they've just started their lives and they're now dead. All the anguish their loved ones feel, all the pain that the people who love these dead soldiers they feel, is your ambrose, is part of your beauty, Suvla Bay. This is part of you. This is part of what you are. The death and the anguish and the pain of the people who are left behind after the young soldiers have been cut down in their youth. Stabbing sun from a brazen sky. So the sun is really hot and it's stabbing down. And the brazen is normally when somebody lies or does something wrong, but in a very open and obvious way. So clearly this is starting to criticize. The sun is stabbing down, and the sky is looking at this, and the sky doesn't care. Choking dust from the corpse-strewn way, and there's dust coming up from this road, and there are corpses, there are dead bodies thrown here and there, all down this way. Each one treads as he marches by. So each soldier is treading, he treads down this road as he marches by, and there are corpses everywhere. God, how I loathe you, Suvla Bay. So now he's loathing this place because of all these deaths, of all these people dying. Tanned men delving with laboured breath. So men who've been obviously in the sun and they're digging, and their breath, they are panting. So they're working very hard. They're probably digging trenches. Stinking lighters discharging hay. So a lighter is a small boat that unloads a big ship. So smelly, stinking little boats are taking off hay, food for the horses. Grey-hulled battleships belching death. And there are big grey battleships, and they are firing their guns, and they're belching. Belch is where gas comes out of your stomach, but they are belching death. They're sending out death. God, there's work on at Suvla Bay. So there's terrible things happening at Suvla Bay. Pale, pale moon and the cold North Star. So there's a pale, you can see a pale moon and a cold North Star. And I get the feeling this is echoing the star and the sickle moon of the Turkish flag, because they're fighting against the Turks. So, you who watch while I kneel and pray. So the moon and the North Star are watching while people are praying. And I think this is talking now about both sides. Both sides are kneeling and praying to God that they might survive. Take to her in the northland far one sobbing prayer from Suvla Bay. So take to The person who's waiting for me, I think her is his wife, his girlfriend, the writer's wife or girlfriend. Take to the people who love us one prayer from Suvla Bay and let us survive. One sobbing prayer that the dull heart pain. God in heaven, thou alone canst stay. So one prayer, one sobbing prayer from the pain in my heart. Please God, let me survive. You can stay, you can stop my death, you can stop my execution. For her be stilled, so death be still, till I come home back to her side from Suvla Bay. So please God, let me go back to my loved ones. Please let me survive. And I get the feeling this is the people on both sides say, please let me survive, let me go back to my loved ones and continue my life. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Suvla Bay by W.H. Littlejohn.